Hey, this is Isola from Fanboy Nation and the Popcorn Podcast. We are here with Courtenay Taylor, who does some amazing voiceovers especially in some of my favorite games. So, hi, how you doing?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
And how's your con going so far?
Hot and sweaty, like they all are, but this one's been 24 hours of goodness so far.
Oh, well, that's good. At least it's been good. Yes. Yeah, and at least it's a little less hot than it was last year, because I don't know if you were here last year. It was awful. So at least you got a little bit of a better weather to run around.
It's still,
yeah. So why don't you give us a little bit of background? I know that you've done some amazing characters like Jack from Mass Effect. She's my favorite. I love her. She's awesome.
Girl that likes Jack.
I know, it's so cool. But how about, some of the things that you do to actually prepare to do the characters? So do you have an idea of when you read a script, or do they just say, hey, we need some real kick-ass kind of girl, to do the voices, or?
They usually, we audition, obviously, and we usually get a page of anywhere from 4 lines to maybe a couple of paragraphs. That's about right. Sometimes there's more. Sometimes there's a picture. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes I have to just rely on my brain to figure out what the character could look like. And then just depending on how much information we get, I kind of fill in the blanks on my own. Use a lot of sort of archetype work to try and kind of figure out what this character is in the particular universe. And then just kind of
fingers crossed.
That's right.
It.
Just,
yeah.
I tend to kind of get many of the kick-ass roles, which I'm very happy about. Those are very fun to do. So I definitely come in with that mindset, but then I try and give them something a little different too, because you never know what they want.
Right, because you've also done Elder Scrolls Online. So, you kind of have a different feel with that voice, but still they kick ass anyway.
They do, but I feel like sometimes the character's wearing pants and boots, sometimes the character's wearing skirts, but they're all kicking ass, Right.
Exactly. So. Well, I personally love the voiceovers because you do an amazing job, and I love these games, and I feel like the voice gives so much to the character, so it makes it that much more fun and that much more intense when those situations occur in the game. So I love it.
It is great. It does end up being far more cinematic when characters are voiced. You get to it's a much more immersive experience, and I feel like I also get the job, so it's a win-win for everybody.
Now, how difficult is it because you're pretty much acting in a booth by yourself, reading these lines. How do you get that emotion, from just sitting in a box, basically?
Imaginary friends help. The imaginary friends from junior high, elementary school, they come in. Usually, it really depends if the director is giving you dish lines, and I've been really lucky to work with some amazing directors who are great actors in their own right. So that helps. Sometimes we don't get dish lines, and you do have to make it up. So for me, I feel like I do a lot of it outside the booth. I'm always paying attention when I'm watching shows or in movies or people on the street to try and kind of, take a little snippet of them. And then if I'm in the booth and they're throwing me something like an additional voice, maybe that I hadn't auditioned for, then I can kind of go like, oh, wait, what about that crazy lady I saw the other day at Starbucks? Or, a little kid, someone I met in my travels. So a lot of it for me personally is just bringing in stuff from before and in my own life too. That helps.
That's really cool. So now you're also doing some voiceover for Firefly, the online game. So why don't you give us just a little bit of insight of, if you can, of what your role will actually be in that?
Well, I am the voice of the female player character. Will Wheaton is the voice of the male character. And they've brought back most, if not all, of the main characters from the television show. So I've been working by myself, so I don't actually know that much of what's going on with the rest of the cast. But I think it'll be, I think it's going to do great justice to the show, and it's been a lot of fun so far. My Mandarin is kicking.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. Huge Firefly fan, and I know there are a lot of us out there who are just waiting for this to come out. So
they're definitely like making it. They're taking their time. They're putting everything where it should be and making the best game that they can. And so. I think you're going to be really happy.
Yay! And it's okay. We'll wait patiently because we want it to be perfect. We've seen those games where they've kind of rushed it out and then, things aren't working as smoothly as they should.
Well, you don't want to piss off Firefly fans.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, I'm like, take as much time as you need. I'll be there. I'll come in as long as you want me to.
We'll just take as much time.
Exactly. I'll be like 90. I'll be like, I think it's ready.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just to wrap it up, we know that you can't really talk about Fallout 4, but we do want to let everybody know that it is coming out in November, and we are very excited about that too. So I'm sure you had a blast on that.
It was the best 2 years of my life.
Nice. 2 years.
Yeah, it's been 2 years of recording, 13,000 lines.
Wow.
Dial-up, and I'm sure, give or take, because I can't imagine that they put every single take that we did in and didn't go back and,
You never know.
You never know. They were just like, that's great. That's no. Again, another company that's putting in so much time and care into this game, and it is massive. And from what I've seen, I couldn't be happier.
Well, we are looking forward to it.
I know, right?
And
I know, right? Much good stuff.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us. We really appreciate it, and we are looking forward to the games.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thanks, you guys.